In today's video, I'm going to be doing a showcase of the Nightfall mod menu for Red Dead Online. If you guys want to pick up this menu, head over to recoverykings.net. Once you guys get to this page, all you have to do is add it to your cart. Once you guys go to your cart here, you guys can use my discount code Luciano to bring your total down 5%. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. Alrighty guys, starting off with your stealth options here, you do have your no clip here, which lets you no clip around. You can also change the speed of that. You can also teleport to the ground and enable invisibility. Moving down to your wardrobe options here, basically this is where you can change your actual outfits. So starting off with your male, basically you can change any of these components such as your neckties and whatnot. Same with your female, and you can also save your outfits, and the saved outfits would be below. You do have your model changer here as well. If you want to change into any model listed in here, you guys can do so. Anyway, moving down here, you do have your spinning spheres as well. You can change the actual count, speed, height, radius, and the type of actual ball that is moving. And you can also enable wave mode to have like a cool little effect. Honestly, this is all visual, so if you guys like it, go ahead and enable it. Animations here are basically just a bunch of animations you guys can do, whether they're sitting, poses. There's honestly a bunch of them, and you can also change the XYZ positioning, pitch, roll, and yaw of those. God mode as well as a recuperate. You do have your infinite force cores or never wanted, spawn at place of death. You do have your infinite stamina as well as your deadeye. Moving down here, you do have your never cold as well as your super jump option here as well. It's not going to work because I'm on a horse, but it does work really well. You're invisible here as well as no ragdoll. You do have a suicide. Your scalp head to make yourself bigger or smaller. You do have your clear character, auto clear character. Everybody ignores you. Disable lassoing as well as hog tying if you guys want to enable that. And then lastly, you do have your disable meleeing, which is pretty cool. Moving to your online options here, I will select a player and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so you selected this player, for example. Basically, you can spectate this player. You can also do your teleportations like your teleport to or teleport to me. Griefing options like your decreased stamina, force drunkenness, dragging all entities, hide everybody for this player, hide player for everybody, freeze, cam shake, flash, loop a wanted bounty, ear rape, sound spam, create clone, explode, cage, and lastly, cake for mission. Horse options here, you can block his horse, delete it, throw him off of his horse, and also dismiss his horse. Helpful here, you can also give him chests with bottles, combs, money, or treasure. You do have your no ragdoll as well as your infinite stamina. Lastly, for your moderation, you do have your crash, kick, block incoming sync. And you also have your show social club profile. You can also copy this man's information as well as his outfit. You can also enable or disable defensive mode. And lastly, parley with everybody, parley with self, and increase or decrease this player's honor. Moving on your ESP, basically you can enable boxes for your ESP to basically get your wall hacks. You do have skeletons as well if you want to enable a little skeleton info as well, such as a nickname, distance, as well as a render size, and ignore a local player, which would be yourself. You do have your notifications here as well. You can put your join, leave, as well as your IP spoof, and show spectator notifications. So if somebody, leaves the session, you would basically see their notification on the top right. Spoofing options here, you can also spoof your rank, name, IP, blip, and coordinates. You can also show all players on the map. You can put off the radar on for yourself. Passive mode, bypass profanity filter. For script host, spell the main menu, and also change your session type to whatever you may prefer. Vehicle options here, you do have your spawners, starting off with your horses. You can spawn in any horse which you prefer. Vehicles such as your coaches, boats, trains, and misc. And lastly, your settings such as your spawn in vehicle with God mode, and delete your last spawn vehicle. Moving on to train manager here, basically this is where you can spawn in any of the trains listed below. And then you can also set the train speed. You can also delete the train, rotate it, toggle the wagon doors, change the railroad switch, reset all junctions. You can also select your wagon as well as detach the selected, which is pretty cool. Moving down to your vehicle options here, down below train, you do have a repair, recuperate horse, upgrade horse, no ragdoll horse. You do have a fearless horse, instant horse delivery when you whistle, infinite force cores, God mode horse, as well as a vehicle, infinite horse stamina, horse is always clean. You're a fast horse to make your horse even faster, shoot flames as well as your scale horse to make your horse bigger or smaller, and then lastly your fast enter / exit vehicles or horses. Weapon options here, you do have your aimbot. Basically you bind this to a key such as your right mouse button. I'm gonna hit enter here, and then once you guys do pull out a gun, basically this is how this would work. You can set this to heads and players, and as you guys can see, it locks on just like that, and it's as easy as that. Which is pretty cool. Airbrush as well, if you want to basically like draw shit in the air, you can do so. Traces as well. You do have your infinite ammo, weapon always clear. You do have a lightning gun as well. You shoot and you got a little lightning strike. Teleport gun, you shoot and you teleport forward. Delete gun, explosion gun as well, if you guys want to enable that. Rapid fire as well, which is pretty cool, as you guys can see there. Slow motion aim, you do have your no spread as well as our one shot, one kill, which basically increases the damage of your bullets. Teleportation options here, you do have a teleport to waypoint, auto teleport to waypoint, Madame Nazar, Moonshine Shack, settlements here, Mid-Eastern, St. Denis, Northeast, Northern, Northwest, Southwest, Offland, and unfinished or out of bounds areas. World options here, basically starting out at the top. You do have your world editor to basically change how your sky and clouds look. Same with their lights in the game. You can also change the actual weather. We'll do sunny. You can also change the time as well, as you guys can see here, to whatever you may prefer. I think this looks pretty cool. You can also enable snow. You can freeze the time, disable water, as well as your camera restrictions. VRAM warning message, you do your anti-AFK, bypass restricted areas, show blip for Madame Nazar, disable your camera shake, FOV editor, as well as your disable HUD, which is pretty cool. Protections here, which will basically protect you from other modders which are using menus in Red Dead. And then lastly, recovery. A lot of you guys are going to want to get the menu just for this. So let me go over this real quick. Rockstar gift loop basically gives you a bunch of gold and money really fucking fast. As you guys can see, I enabled that and I just got like 100 gold pretty quick. Give gold loop as well as our give $13 loop. Auto give all rewards. Give your horse binding XP booster. Give $13. Give all weapons and rewards. Roll booster here. You have a bounty hunter booster, naturalist booster, moonshine booster, trader, and collector, as well as your items here. Basically, you can give yourself any of these items in this list. I will go through them really quick. Horse options, baits, tonics as well. As you guys can see, you can also give yourself ammo if you would like to do so. You give your food as well, which is also pretty cool. I'm just going to go through here real quick. And lastly, your others, such as your gun oil, pocket watch, and your live worms. If you guys would like to give yourself those. Daily challenges here as well, like your bounty hunter, naturalist, collector, moonshiner, trader, and daily goods. Collections as well, like your bottles, combs, and money. Legendary animals, if you want to spawn these in dead, you guys can go ahead and do so. As you guys can see, I spawned in all of these legendary animals, and now you can skin them. They basically have all of the ones that you would need, which is also pretty nice. And then lastly, do you ever skip bounty hunter cooldown? If you guys would like to use that, you guys can go ahead and do so. Moving over to your settings here, do you have your hotkeys? You can save, load hotkeys, as well as log hotkey usage. And your hotkeys will show down below, such as my aimbot key, which I did use, or I did bind in this video. Menu keys as well, you guys can save or load these, and you can also change them. If you guys, for example, don't like the open key or the navigation keys, you guys can change it to whatever you may prefer. And yes, you can use a controller for this menu if you guys are wondering. Translations here, they have English, Chinese, Russian, Portuguese, and Turkish. Your interface here, you can change the positioning of the menu, up or down, text size, UI width, stuff like that. Basically all visual stuff. And then lastly, let me get out of here. I don't want to get bit by that fucking crocodile. Dang, what the fuck, man? Anyway, moving over here, lastly, you do have your save or load settings. So if you guys do make a config, which you do like, you guys can save or load them. But that actually is going to be it for this showcase, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.